If your toys usually look like this, or you just want to improve your crochet work for amigurumi, this video is for you. Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to Doody Toys. Today we are talking about something that many of you have been asked me, how to achieve that smooth, clean look and stitch definition on your amigurumi without having little holes showing through. Ever since my first amigurumi I became obsessed with this topic, have been searching a lot of how to achieve this as quickly as possible, so I've put together everything that helped me and we'll go through each of them together. We'll talk about yarn, hooks and crochet techniques that can help you achieve the same result. The yarn. Depending on your project, you always start with choosing your yarn. To get that flawless and crisp stitch look, I recommend trying cotton or maybe a 60% cotton, 40% acrylic blend. This is super fine 100% cotton yarn, which is the most popular yarn in all craft stores. The one I have is Friends Cotton from Hobby, which I'll be using for today's tutorial. Then the hook. The first thing you should do is check the yarn label. Of course, after a few months of practice, you'll already know what to use depending on the size of the yarn. In this case, here it's 3 or 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. Keep in mind that the recommended hook on the label is for crochet in general, not specifically for amigurumi. So it includes everything related to crochet, such as clothes or accessories, where there is no problem if the resulting fabric is airy. Amigurumi requires tighter stitches, so always choose a hook size or 2 smaller. So 1-2 millimeters smaller than the yarn label suggests. In my case, I will go with 3 options: 2 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter, 2.75 millimeter hook. How do you know if you have chosen the right hook? Try 2 or 3 different hook sizes, create a swatch and look at the result. Keep in mind that everyone has a different tension when crocheting. We'll talk more about it in a minute. So if another crocheter uses a certain hook, it may or may not work for you too. That's why I recommend making your own swatches. I made my 3 swatches here, starting with the popular choice of 2 millimeter, then 2.5 millimeter and finally 2.75 millimeter hook. You should have a clean look without holes and the fabric should have flexibility. Here I have my 2 millimeter version, where you can clearly see that it's not flexible at all, which will affect the amigurumi shape. So if it's too stiff like this one, get a larger crochet hook. Then I have 2.5 millimeter, which has flexibility and I have no holes in it. Next, 2.75, which is definitely flexible and also bigger in size, but it's not perfect as I can still have small gaps in the sample. After the amigurumi is stuffed, these gaps will become even larger. So my choice for this yarn is 2.5 millimeter hook, as it suits my crocheting style and I always get a good result. First, we'll talk about tension. I'm sure you hear this a lot and are actively trying to work on it. I can tell, well, my tension became consistent in my work, as it definitely comes with practice. There are several ways to hold your yarn on your hand and also the crochet hook. There is no secret here, the method that works for you today is already the best. This is how I usually hold my yarn. So I'm keeping it with my pinky finger here and wrap it on my index finger. So this yarn is always under tension. What I can recommend is to always look at your yarn strand here and the loop on your crochet hook, because you don't want to have loose stitches. So when taking the yarn to make a single crochet, first you want the first loop to be exactly on the hook with enough space to slide the hook, but no more than this. And the second loop should be maximum at the same level, so not like this, because if you are completing the single crochet like this, you will have a loose stitch. Again, So this is the first loop. Take the yarn on the same level, yarn again to complete the single crochet. Like this. Next, I usually say yes to all methods of doing the same thing except of this one. For amigurumi, please always crochet with yarn under. I know you can get great amigurumi with yarn over too, but if you're here with me and want to improve your overall look on your toys, you're like me and haven't found the right tension using the yarn over. I will show you what that means. A standard single crochet is a yarn over stitch. So you wrap the yarn over your hook and then make a single crochet. It makes a small V shape on the right side of the fabric. And you can also notice that there is a little gap here. This bear head was made using the yarn over technique, and you can see how the small gaps allow the filling to be visible almost over the entire surface of the toy. With yarn under, you bring the yarn under your hook, pull it, then complete a single crochet, and you can notice that makes an X shape here instead of a V. The X-shaped stitch is shorter and denser than the V-shaped one, so it naturally closes up the little gaps between stitches, even if your tension runs a bit loose. This bear head was made using the yarn under technique, and yes, the same hook size, which means the toy is much smaller. It takes double of time and effort to get to the same size, but you can already see that it will worth it. Also, the eyes tend to stick out when using yarn over. With yarn under, they sit a little in and look more natural. The next tip in crochet techniques is to use invisible decrease where is the case. I will show you how. So this is a standard decrease. And in the next stitch, take the yarn again and pull it through all 3 loops. And this is an invisible decrease. I'm going only in the front loop of the next 2 stitches, take the yarn and pull it through. And this is an invisible decrease. This is much cleaner on amigurumi. And the last tip for today is about the stuffing. Where possible, try to stuff as you go, not in the end. Stuffing small amounts every few rounds gradually keeps the shape even and prevents gaps from overstuffing. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something new. If you have any questions, please leave them all in the comments and I will help you out. Don't forget to leave a like to this video and subscribe to not miss my next tutorial. Thank you for watching and see you soon.